Imagine you leave your home for 3 years. When you return, everyone is gone. Your family, your neighbors, your children. 115 people vanished without a trace. No bodies, no battle, no blood. Just one single word carved into a wooden post. CROATOAN. For over 400 years, nobody could explain what happened. Historians failed, detectives failed, even the FBI couldn't crack it. But AI could. This is the story of America's oldest unsolved mystery, and how modern technology finally gave us answers. The year is 1587. England is desperate to establish a foothold in the New World, to compete with Spain's growing empire in America. Queen Elizabeth I sends a group of 115 men, women, and children, ordinary people, to settle on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is today North Carolina. Their governor? A man named John White, an artist, a mapmaker, and, crucially, a grandfather. Because among those 115 settlers was his own daughter, Eleanor. And on August 18th, 1587, Eleanor gave birth to a baby girl, Virginia Dare, the first English child ever born in America. Just weeks after Virginia was born, White sailed back to England to fetch more supplies. He promised to return quickly. He had no idea it would be 3 years before he saw Roanoke again. War between England and Spain, the famous Spanish Armada, blocked every ship from sailing west. By the time White finally returned in August 1590, the colony was gone. Every single person. Gone. The houses had been dismantled. No signs of struggle, no graves, no bodies. And that one carved word, CROATOAN. Now, White himself had left instructions before he sailed. If the colonists needed to leave, they should carve their destination into a tree. And if they were in danger, they should add a cross. There was no cross. This meant the colonists left voluntarily. They weren't running for their lives. They chose to go somewhere. CROATOAN was both the name of a nearby island, today called Hatteras Island, and the name of a local Native American tribe who lived peacefully nearby. White was convinced. He tried to sail to CROATOAN Island immediately, but a violent storm drove his ship back out to sea, and he was forced to return to England. He never came back. He died never knowing what happened to his daughter, his granddaughter, or any of the colony. For the next 400 years, the mystery sat cold, unsolved. Theories piled up. Were they killed by a rival tribe? Attacked by the Spanish? Did they starve? Did they simply walk away and start a new life with the CROATOAN people? Nobody knew. Until now. In the early 2000s, something changed. Scientists and archaeologists began using tools that John White could never have imagined. LiDAR, light detection and ranging, fires millions of laser pulses from drones or aircraft. It can see through dense forest and reveal hidden structures underground that are invisible to the naked eye. When researchers scanned the area around Hatteras Island, they discovered what appeared to be the outlines of buildings and settlement patterns in locations historians had never considered. Without digging a single shovel, scientists sent radar waves into the earth and detected underground anomalies, possible remnants of 16th century structures buried under centuries of soil. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. Researchers took DNA samples from members of the Lumbee people, descendants of the CROATOAN tribe, and analyzed them for European genetic markers. What they found was striking. Traces of European ancestry embedded in the DNA of people whose ancestors had lived on this land for centuries. Scientists analyzed ancient trees in the region and mapped out historical climate patterns. Their conclusion was devastating. Between 1587 and 1590, exactly the years the colonists were there, the area experienced one of the worst droughts in 800 years. The settlers were starving, crops were failing, wells were running dry. Survival without native help would have been nearly impossible. So what actually happened? Piecing together everything, the carvings, the DNA, the climate data, the artifacts, a clear picture is finally emerging. The colony did not die. They did not vanish into thin air. They split into two groups. One group, likely including women, children, and elderly, moved south to CROATOAN Island, living with the Croatoan tribe who had always been friendly to them. Their DNA lives on in the Lumbee people today. A second group moved further inland, northwest, into the territory of a tribe called the Chesapeake. European artifacts from the late 1500s, metal tools, copper items, fragments of English pottery, have been found in locations 50 to 100 miles from Roanoke, suggesting this group integrated into a native community and lived on. Virginia Dare, the first English child born in America, likely grew up as a member of the Croatoan people, speaking their language, learning their customs, living a life unimaginable to the English court that celebrated her birth. The colony didn't disappear. They adapted. They survived. They became part of America. Just not in the way anyone expected. For 400 years, we looked at this mystery and saw only silence. A carved word, a missing colony, an unanswered question. But silence, it turns out, is not the same as disappearance. With the right tools, the right technology, we can hear voices that history tried to bury. We can read the past, written in soil, in tree rings, in human DNA. The lost colony of Roanoke was never truly lost. They just went somewhere new. And isn't that the most human thing of all? If this story gave you chills, you're not alone. Subscribe for more mysteries that technology is finally solving. Leave a comment below. Do you think Virginia Dare survived? I want to know your theory. See you next time.